8433. What is the primary purpose of a hydraulic actuating unit? A. To transform fluid motion into mechanical pressure and back again. B. To transform fluid pressure into useful work. C. To transform energy from one form to another. The correct answer is B. The primary purpose of a hydraulic actuating unit is to transform fluid pressure into useful work. Hydraulic actuating units, also known as hydraulic actuators, are devices that convert hydraulic energy, typically in the form of fluid pressure, into mechanical force or motion. This mechanical force or motion is then used to perform various tasks, such as moving control surfaces in aircraft, extending and retracting landing gear, or operating hydraulic cylinders in industrial machinery. The hydraulic actuating unit utilizes the pressure of the hydraulic fluid to generate the necessary force or motion required for the intended application. 8434. What is the primary function of the flap overload valve? A. To prevent the flaps from being lowered at airspeeds which would impose excessive structural loads. B. To cause the flap segments located on opposite sides of the aircraft centerline to extend and retract together so that the aircraft will not become aerodynamically unbalanced to the extent that it becomes uncontrollable. C. To boost normal system pressure to the flaps in order to overcome the air loads acting on the relatively large flap area. The correct answer is A. The primary function of the flap overload valve is to prevent the flaps from being lowered at airspeeds that would impose excessive structural loads on the aircraft. Flaps are aerodynamic devices that are used to increase lift and drag during takeoff and landing. However, deploying flaps at high airspeeds can put excessive stress on the aircraft structure, potentially leading to structural damage or failure. The flap overload valve is designed to sense the airspeed, and, if it exceeds a certain threshold, it prevents the flaps from being extended further or limits their deflection to ensure that the structural loads remain within safe limits. This valve helps protect the integrity of the aircraft structure and ensures safe operation during critical flight phases. 8435. What is the unit called that transforms hydraulic pressure into linear motion? A. An actuating cylinder. B. An accumulator. C. A hydraulic pump. The correct answer is A. The unit that transforms hydraulic pressure into linear motion is called an actuating cylinder. An actuating cylinder, also known as a hydraulic cylinder, is a mechanical device that converts hydraulic pressure into linear mechanical force or motion. It typically consists of a cylindrical barrel, a piston, and hydraulic fluid. When pressurized hydraulic fluid is supplied to one side of the piston, it creates a force that moves the piston in a linear direction, thus generating linear motion. This linear motion can be used to actuate various mechanisms, such as opening or closing valves, extending or retracting mechanical arms, or moving control surfaces in hydraulic systems. 8436. If it is necessary to adjust several pressure-regulating valves in a hydraulic system, what particular sequence, if any, should be followed? A. Units most distant from the hydraulic pump should be adjusted first. B. Units with the highest pressure settings are adjusted first. C. Units are independent of each other, and therefore, no particular sequence is necessary. The correct answer is B. When adjusting multiple pressure-regulating valves in a hydraulic system, it is important to start with the valve that has the highest pressure setting. This ensures that the system pressure can be gradually increased to meet the desired higher pressure settings. If a valve with a lower pressure setting is adjusted first, it may restrict the flow and prevent reaching the desired higher pressure levels. By adjusting the valves in the correct sequence, starting with the highest pressure setting, you can ensure that each valve is properly adjusted and that the system pressure reaches the desired levels without any limitations or complications. 8437. If an aircraft's constant pressure hydraulic system cycles more frequently than usual and no fluid leakage can be detected, what is the most probable cause? A too high relief valve setting. B. Pump volume output too high. C. Low accumulator air preload. The correct answer is C. If a hydraulic system is cycling more frequently than expected, it can indicate that the accumulator's air preload is incorrect. The accumulator is designed to store pressurized fluid and release it when needed to maintain system pressure. However, if the preload pressure of the accumulator is not set correctly, it may not hold the pressure in the system for the intended duration. This can result in more frequent cycling of the hydraulic system as it tries to compensate for the pressure loss. Adjusting the accumulator's air preload to the appropriate pressure can help ensure that the system maintains the desired pressure levels and reduces unnecessary cycling.